right, happy Friday afternoon here from WNCW. Live music from David Ball and the Carolina Sound playing live today. They're heading down to Spartanburg for 2 shows this weekend, tonight and tomorrow night at the Freight Yard. And other bands on the bill. Who's on the bill? Does anyone get that?
Scott knows.
Van Dames tonight.
The Van Dames.
And Mark Higgins tomorrow night.
Mark Higgins will be there tomorrow night, from
Saturday.
what I understand, but the Van Dames are playing.
Yeah, so not too long ago, we just got this anthology.
That's right.
The Uncle Walt's Band. Those boys from Carolina, they sure could sing.
That's a rumor. You wouldn't know it today, would you? It's a little early, right?
No, it sounded pretty good to me. I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah. What was it like when you went down to that Austin scene? Immediately, you just got neck deep in some really big-time talent, right?
Yeah, there was, what I remember first was they still had Hank Williams Sr. on the jukebox in Texas. I thought, well, how great this is. And they were playing on the radio. They were just playing all kind of crazy Bob Wills. They would play anything they wanted to down there. And in that town, for some reason, Austin, they were nuts about music. And Doug Sahm was down there. Marcia Ball was doing a lot of music. Alvin Crow. And then, the big name old country western guys like Hank Thompson and Ray Price, and those people would, come through and play, so you could hear all of that, and just great musicians. Music sounds really good down there in Texas for some reason. They get it. Yeah.
Why do you think? I mean, this music, it was never really commercially, it never rose to the top commercially, but it's always kept this like deep sort of underground core Uncle Walt's Band. What do you think about that legacy and keeps sticking around?
Well, that's a good thing, and I think Uncle Walt's Band was really, in a way, that kind of a band. It was we weren't really made for prime time, I guess you might say. Not, we enjoyed having a kind of a relaxed attitude about it and an approach, and we'd play anywhere. We played all kind of stuff, and whenever the record labels and people like that came around, why, we wouldn't be able to get our shoes tied. It was just, that was the nature of the band. We could really be magic at times, but you couldn't snap your fingers and say, okay, be brilliant now. We just didn't work that way.
Yeah. People were hearing it, though. People in the music business, talented guys.
Yeah.
They
tried to help us, but we were beyond help.
Those boys from Carolina, they sure could sing. Where does that line come from?
That's from Lyle, I believe. He wrote that in a song, That's Right, You're Not From Texas. And
Right.
he put him and Willis Ramsey, who was really instrumental in getting us to move to Austin. They wrote that song, Lyle cut it, and That's Right, You're Not From Texas. And he talks about Uncle Walt's Band, and I think the way we wore our blue jeans, we had a little different vibe down there. We were from Carolina, and we sang a lot of harmony.
Right.
A lot of bands in Texas had big bands and one singer, and so we were a small band with a lot of vocals.
Coming out of that bluegrass Appalachian sound, right?
Well, that was certainly part of it, but I think a lot of it came out of, Walter was really a genuine folk musician for many years, and Champ was kind of a rock and roller, and when the two of them got together, they just kind of came up with their, these kind of songs, and it was kind of very reminiscent of what Jerry Jeff and people like that were doing. It was country, but yet, not really mainstream country. It was really good picking. We did a lot of shows with Doc Watson, and he wasn't really strict bluegrass per se, but it was kind of that mountain folk stuff. Yeah.
Did he ever play with y'all?
He came to see us one time at the Exit Inn in Nashville because we cut Little Sadie, which was a Doc Watson. We did a lot of Doc Watson music, and we opened, like I said, for him up in Davidson, the college up there, and he's a very nice guy, and I think we knew some of his band guys.
Sweet.
Those were good times back then. A lot of music.
The music just staying alive. This is David Ball and that Carolina Sound. You can't see these guys out on the road many places, but they're in Spartanburg this weekend for 2 shows, tonight and tomorrow night at the Freight Yard. And hopefully we got another one from you all.
Right. What do you want to get me sing one?
Yeah.
Well, in Uncle Walt's Band, I sang an old Django Reinhardt called "Undecided Now." I got Walter turned me on to all this old 1930s jazz. I still do a lot of that.